in, coming into Tadasana. And just a quick reminder, all the actions that we do in Tadasana, we want to maintain as we move through all the other postures. So see if you can remember these actions as I just run through them. You want to keep the feet broad and long. So lift the toes, spread them and release them down back into the floor. Engage the thigh muscles. You can feel the kneecaps are lifting and centering. And then adjust into the hips, the pelvis, so that the lower back opens. So you want to lengthen the tailbone down, draw the lower abdomen in, so the pelvis becomes in a neutral position and the lower back is happy. And then moving into the arms, you want to take the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen through the arms. As you're lengthening through the arms, you can feel how the biceps roll backwards and the forearms roll forward. Keep the palms broad and the fingers spreading. They're facing in towards each other and the head is centered, and you want to tuck the chin slightly down and in. So they are your actions that you maintain as much as you can as you move into the different shapes of the postures. So starting in Tadasana, Ujjayi breathing, so you can hear the sound of your breath as you breathe in and out through your nose. You've got this gentle pressure, this slight narrowing of the windpipe, creating a soundtrack in your practice of Ujjayi. So Ujjayi breathing, breathing in and out through the nostrils. And as you inhale, taking the arms up, bring the palms together above the head, gaze towards the thumb. Make sure you keep the back of the neck long, so don't drop the head completely back. You want to keep the front and back of the neck as long as possible. And then as you exhale, folding forward, coming all the way down. And you can bend the knees here. The chest is dropping onto the thighs. The hands are coming onto the floor and you're releasing the head. And then on your next inhalation, lengthening up through the spine, gaze forward. And as you exhale, you want to place the hands flat on the floor. Make sure the hands go shoulder width apart. As you press them down into the floor, fingers are spreading, palms are broad. Stepping back your feet, make sure, quick look at the feet, make sure the feet are hip width apart, and then drop the knees, chest and chin to the floor. Keep the elbows in. Still pressing down through the hands, and see if you can press down through the toe bases a little bit. And then as you inhale, lengthen through the front of the body. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Lift just peeling the upper body away from the ground. Elbows are reaching down towards the floor and you're gazing up towards the third eye. Thigh muscles are active here. Pressing down into the hands and draw the shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, release down, push into the hands, and then coming up into first downward facing dog where the knees are slightly bent and you're shifting the sit bones to point up towards the sky so the lower back is releasing. Press into the hands and lengthen through the arms. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears and then let the head be heavy. You're gazing towards your navel, so it's as if you're looking through your body towards the navel. And then you can press the heels gently down towards the floor maybe, but keep lifting the sit bones up so the lower back is soft and relaxed. And that's probably enough for you. As you look forward, you're going to just walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, maybe the knees are bent. And as you exhale, fold down onto your legs. And then as you inhale, start rolling up through the spine. Bring the palms together above the head. And as you exhale, release the hands down to the side body. So that was Surya Namaskara, a very modified version. Let's do the next version where we're going to start to strengthen through our arms. So we can keep our knees bent as we go into the standing forward fold, and also in downward facing dog, we'll still keep our knees bent as we slowly allow the body to warm up. So as you inhale, standing in Tadasana, Run through those actions again. Lengthen and broaden through the feet. Maybe lift the toes, spread them, release them down. Engage the thigh muscles. Draw the lower abdomen in and lengthen the tailbone down so the lower back is nice and open. Shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen down into the fingertips. You can feel that spiraling action in the arms. Biceps are rolling backwards. Forearms are rolling forward. And shoulders away from the ears, and the chin is tucking down slightly in. So the front and back of the neck is long. As you inhale through the nostrils, reaching the arms up, gaze towards the thumb, keep the back of the neck long. As you exhale, fold forward, floating down on the breath, bend the knees if you need to, release the head. Inhaling, long arms, long spine. And as you exhale, plant the hands down, step the feet back, drop the knees to the floor, push the pelvis forward, and then bend the elbows, slowly lowering yourself down. Point the toes behind, and as you inhale, coming up into baby cobra, elbows moving towards the floor. Lift your gaze, engage the thigh muscles, press the tops of the feet into the floor, press the hands gently into the floor, and then exhale, release down, coming up onto hands and knees, and pushing up and back into downward facing dog. Very good. Okay, here, the knees are bent. Check in with your foundation. Hands are shoulder width apart. Feet are hip width apart. And you're pressing the heels down towards the floor as you lift the sit bones up, releasing through the lower back. Now, as you press your hands into the floor, lengthen through the arms. Roll the biceps outwards, the forearms inwards. Make sure index finger base is pressing into the floor as you roll the biceps outwards. So this is going to broaden across the shoulders and release the neck. And we'll keep moving here. So this time, maybe take a big step towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Knees are bent or straight. Exhale, fold into your active legs. Keep the legs active as you roll up through the spine. Bring the palms together above the head and then release the hands down. Good. So we're still moving towards the full expression of Surya Namaskara. So this time we're going to lower ourselves down and keep our body, the whole of our body, in one line. So from plank position, we keep the shoulders, the hips and the heels in one line, and we see if we can use our arm strength to slowly lower ourselves down. Remember, when you're bending the elbows, keep the elbows close towards the body so that they're pointing towards the back of the mat. Don't allow the elbows to flare out to the side. Keep them close in towards the body. Feet together, shoulders down away from the ears, lower abdomen in, engaging the arms, engaging the legs. And as you inhale, reach your arms up, bring the palms together above the head. And as you exhale, folding forward, maybe keeping the legs straight this time. Or your option is to bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, coming up onto the fingertips. And again, you can have the knees bent. Exhale, put the hands down, take the feet back, and drop the pelvis so your body's in one line. So muster up all your strength here. Check your feet are in the right position. The feet are hip width apart. The hands are shoulder width apart. Pressing down through the hands. Make sure you're spreading your fingers. And then keeping the body in one line. Bend the elbows. The elbows are pointing towards the back of the mat as you come down all the way. Point the toes. And again, we're coming into baby cobra. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, hands and knees. And exhale into downward facing dog. So maybe let's just walk our dog here. Pressing the heels one at a time to the floor. And then seeing if you can keep the legs straight as you press the heels down. Lift the sit bones up so the lower back is releasing. Again, check the hands, pressing the hands down and forward so you're pushing the mat away. Lengthen through the arms, shoulders away from the ears. Release the head down. And you're in downward facing dog. Maybe the knees are bent. Pay attention to what's happening in the lower back and make sure the lower back is happy. If your lower back is rounding, this is an indication that you need to bend the knees, lift the sit bones up so the lower back can loosen up and be long and free. And then this time, maybe we're going to jump forward. So look between your hands, maybe about 1 foot in front of the hands. And then jump forward, inhaling, Halfway lift. Exhale, fold into your active legs and keep the legs strong as you inhale. Press the feet into the floor, roll up through the spine. Palms come together above the head. And as you exhale, release the hands down. Good. So this time, we're going to go from the last Surya Namaskara that we did, and we're going to see if we can move up into upward facing dog. So just follow the instructions, see how you do. And if it's too much for you, upward facing dog, just use your option of baby cobra. So as you inhale, reach your arms up, bring the palms together above the head. Exhaling, folding forward. Use your options. You can bend the knees or keep the legs straight as you fold into your legs. Inhale, long arms, long spine, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping the feet back and bend the elbows, coming all the way down. Point the toes behind you. Now, this time, we're going to press into the hands, press into the tops of the feet and see if we can lift up. Looking up between the eyebrows, legs are active, lower abdomen drawn in. And then just release yourself back down to the floor. Inhale, come up onto the hands and knees. And exhale into downward facing dog. Let's try that again. Inhale, shift the shoulders forward. Exhale, lower yourself down in one line. Point your toes behind. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Engage your thigh muscles. The kneecaps are lifting away from the floor. And then we're going to press the hands in and straighten up through the arms. Take the shoulders away from the ears and then lift the gaze up between the third eye. Keep the lower abdomen drawn in and then release back down. Exhaling, inhaling hands and knees and exhaling downward facing dog. That's quite demanding. And then again, we can look forward, soften the knees. Inhale, jump towards the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. And as you inhale, roll up through the spine. Hands come together above the head. And as you exhale, release the hands down. Okay, so for this last Surya Namaskara, I'm going to run through the full expression. Remember your options, but if you feel you have the strength and you have the capacity to keep the lower abdomen in and the legs strong as you move from chaturanga into upward facing dog, then you can try that. Okay, so inhaling, reach your arms up, bring the palms together above the head, look towards the thumbs, back of the neck long. Exhaling, fold forward, floating down on the breath. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Inhale, long arms, long spine, look forward. And as you exhale, put the hands down, step the feet back and bend the elbows. Remember your options. And as you inhale, rolling forward and up, pressing the hands into the floor, lift the gaze. Legs are active, lower abdomen in, pressing into the tops of the feet. And as you exhale, pushing up and back into downward facing dog. So knees are bent, or if you have the flexibility in the back of the legs, you can straighten the legs. But listen to what's happening in your spine. So no rounded backs. We want to let the sit bones lift up high, releasing through the lower back and creating space and freedom throughout the spine. Relax the head down so the back of the neck is nice and long. And you're gazing towards the navel. The wrists, the shoulders and the hips are as much as you can in one line. And make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Press down through the hands, spreading the fingers. Lots of actions, but it's the same actions that you find in downward facing dog. Keep the thigh muscles active, the legs long. Draw the lower abdomen in. Good. Lift the sit bones up, releasing through the spine. As you exhale, soften the knees. This time, maybe jump. Inhaling, long spine. Exhaling, fold into your legs. And as you inhale, roll up through the spine, palms together above the head. And as you exhale, release the hands down. Good. So that's a little Surya Namaskara session for you. I would suggest before you run off into the world, maybe lying down and just enjoying that horizontal position, put some nice music on and do a little shavasana and just be sweet and loving to yourself. Namaste.